It just instantly had me like, welcome back, Municipal Waste. What's up, my fellow headbangers? I'm Courtney, aka the Versatile Virgo, and for those of you that don't know me, I run a metal lifestyle website, theversatilevirgo.com, where I focus on the best things in life. Music, food, and sometimes fashion. I'm also an entirely independent entity, which means this video isn't sponsored by anyone except for me and my little Etsy shop. So if you're looking for cool stuff for headbangers, or you just want to help support what I do, I've linked both my website and my Etsy shop in the description below. Municipal Waste has just released their new album, Electrified Brain, and spoiler alert, it bangs pretty freaking hard. And that's of course why I had to talk to you about it today. So let's get into it, shall we? For those of you that are already Municipal Waste fans, but you haven't heard the album yet, you should know that Electrified Brain is a continuation of the band's track Mental Shock, rounding out the Death Ripper trilogy. And on the flip side of that coin, if you're someone that's new to Municipal Waste and you really like this album, then this is just an excuse for you to go and listen to even more Municipal Waste. I really am a woman of the people. This album has been very highly anticipated, and with good reason. It's just under 34 minutes long, so it's a relatively quick listen. Electrified Brain opens with the title track, which the band also released previously as a single. And it's that high energy kick in the ass that we expect from a band like Municipal Waste. And that starts as soon as the music does. This song just feels like a high adrenaline thrill ride, and it just instantly had me like, welcome back, Municipal Waste. There's also this kind of bass-driven breakdown in this song, and for those of you that know me and have watched my videos reviewing other albums, you know a heavy bass is like my kryptonite. So already we're off to a great start. And that quite literally buzzes into the next track called Demoralizer. It's an aggressive, in-your-face track, and it still keeps the speed with these wild riffs that sound like you're speeding around a sharp turn while trying to hit the brakes. But Municipal Waste isn't gonna slow things down. Instead, we'll just make sure that the drums boom so hard that they match the beat of your racing heart, because that's exactly what Municipal Waste did in this song, and it's awesome. Last Crawl is another one that feels like you're getting jumped by a musical beatdown. Again, it's what I expect from Municipal Waste. No momentum is lost. If anything, it just keeps increasing, and we're only 3 tracks in so far. Also, there's all these great guitar solos kind of peppered in throughout the album, but Last Crawl has one of my favorites. Next up is Gravedive, which is another song that the band released prior as a single, and I still really love this song too, but now that the whole album has been released and I'm listening to it chronologically, so far this is the weakest of all 4 tracks we've heard so far, but that doesn't mean that this is a weak song. It's just not as completely wild and almost unhinged like the 3 prior tracks are. Don't worry, it'll definitely still have you banging your head for sure. That wildly aggressive energy and the speed does pick right back up though in the next song called The Bite. This is also a song that you'll definitely want to shout along to. All of the songs are like that, but this one in particular on my first listen was just like taking over me, even though I didn't even know the lyrics. I just wanted to shout along with it. This is also a really quick song. Then there's High Speed Steel, which is still very Municipal Waste, but it almost kind of gives me like traditional heavy metal vibes a little bit, but obviously sped way the F up to Municipal Waste standards. Even the title High Speed Steel just kind of makes me picture like an old school Judas Priest album cover that's kind of like badass, you know? High Speed Steel was also released as a single. Thermonuclear Protection follows that, going right back to that Municipal Waste style musical beatdown. Very fast, very aggressive, and it's just a very solid thrash song. that again just started kind of taking me over even on my first listen. And I couldn't help but just like bang my head and jump around. Then there's Blood Vessels / Boat Jail, which comes roaring in with these beastly instrumentals. And there's also these waning guitar riffs that add this kind of eeriness to it, but they also build the anticipation. It's a very short track, and I think half of it is just instrumentals. And then the other second half or so is just, again, immensely heavy and immensely vicious Municipal Waste. Crank the Heat follows that, which might I just add, what a perfect song. So at your 4th of July barbecues this weekend, remember that it's the perfect time to introduce your relatives, all of them, including your in-laws, to Municipal Waste. Specifically this song. Your in-laws will be chanting to that anthem-like chorus with you to crank it up. Trust me, I know these things. From there, we move into Restless and Wicked, which to me felt very driven by the drums. That's another thing that I love. I always say if I ever have a kid, I'm gonna want them to play the drums, and everybody tells me that when I have a kid and then they start playing the drums, I'm gonna regret that, but I'm going to stand by that decision because when I was growing up, I wanted to play the drums. I think they're such an amazing instrument. So unfortunately, I would at least hope, I wouldn't push that on my kid, but I would at least hope that they would be into the drums. I think that would be really cool. So anyways, much like heavy bass, that's something that I really like to hear in a song. And this song in particular just booms from start to finish. Also, expect to hear it on my Heavy Halloween playlist this year, which you can still check out at theversatilevirgo.com, by the way, because Halloween's every day, obviously. Again, it's over on my website, but I'll link it in the description too so you can check it out. 10-cent beer night keeps the momentum going, giving us another thrash attack that you're sure to be shouting along to. Barreled Rage is next, which instantly stood out to me because while it is still consistent with the energy on the entire album, it has a darker undertone than all of the tracks that we heard prior. And it's like that straight out the gate. So immediately I was like, ooh, what's this? And I just thought it was a really cool song. Then there's Putting On Errors, which let me just say, I love this title because I'm pretty sure it's meant to be a play on the phrase putting on airs. And I love a good play on words and things that are punny. See what I did there? Putting On Errors is hands down the most viciously aggressive track on the album, at least vocally speaking. Paranormal Janitor then closes things in the speediest, most Municipal Waste way possible. It's aggressive, but it also has an eeriness to it, as the title suggests, and it just makes it that much more enticing. There's also this riff in here that's so awesome, it's haunting. So overall, I really like this album, and it will probably be added into my regular rotation. I'm definitely going to listen to it a lot more, especially when I'm in the mood to rage Municipal Waste style, or I just need that kick in the ass kind of energy, you know? So what did you think of the new Municipal Waste album, Electrified Brain? Let me know in the comments section below, and if you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel because I have even more heavy music related videos on the way. Thanks for watching this video, have a great weekend, and stay heavy.